In this video, you'll see Mark Corns come down from Stigler Supply out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, he can cover the nation, is that correct?
Regional, regional.
Okay, regional guys. So all you guys in the West Coast, forget about it. Anyway.
But call me for advice.
He has spent the entire day with us to come up with the exact formula we need for horse blankets, which is very essential and very important in this industry. He's dialed in the chemical. We've got the formulas that we want. We did a lot of things manually, and now he's going to go back and do the programs through our chemical injection to where we don't have to worry about anything. Now, Mark, how can anybody get in touch with you if they want to get into the horse industry and start producing horse blankets and cleaning them?
I'd say the best thing, reach out to you first, but if they want to reach out to me, you can reach me at Stigler Supply. You can get on StiglerSupply.com. You can also just call me directly. Call me on my cell at 513-266-0439, or you can email me at mark@StiglerSupply.com. Ask me any questions you want. If you want me to come down and take a look at your operation, work on formulas with you, talk about the products, I'm happy to help.
As you heard, he doesn't do just horse blankets. He can get you dialed in for anything that you're trying to, any product that you're trying to wash. Do not call me, call him. Thank you, Mark. Thanks for coming down, and enjoy the video. And if you guys have any questions, please link them below.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Mark, what's the importance of formula going in for horse blankets? Tell us the wash process that has to be done for a horse blanket.
It's several different steps, but the most important thing is your water. The water is the most important thing. You've got to get all the dirty out before you can start adding soap to it. So if you add soap at the very beginning, you're kind of wasting your time, you're wasting chemical, then getting all that out, that's the challenge. You've got to clean everything with water first, add a little bit of chemistry to it, and then rinse everything out. It's a simple process, it just takes time.
How many flushes does it need?
You need at least 2 or 3 up front.
Up front before chemical is added?
Before chemical, at least 2 or 3, depending on how bad the blankets are. 3 is probably more than enough, but you want to make sure all that dirt, all that mud, and everything else is out of it before you start adding soap.
And the reason for that is because the waterproofing will not attach to the blanket?
Correct. If you have dirt, if you have soap, if you have any residue, it's not going to attach to it, it's not going to repel, it's not going to do anything it's supposed to do, and then you're basically just wasting chemistry.
This is the reason why we have Mark here, to make sure we have dialed our formulas in correctly. We have them in pretty well, but he's doing some tweaks to our system to make sure things are running properly.
Simple adjustments to make it more efficient.
I've noticed that a lot of people do horse blankets at the laundromats and stuff like that. They might be getting the chemical on the front end instead of the back end. That's not good.
No, if you add too much up front, it actually sticks and attaches inside that blanket. The cotton that's in there, underneath the fabric on the outside, when you cannot get that out, you're going to get reaction on the horses. I've seen horses that have, infections, hair loss, things like that. So you've got to get all that chemical out before you can waterproof it.
And the last thing I want to be known for is an infection on a championship thoroughbred like Seattle Slew or something like that, or a Kentucky Derby horse winner. The last thing we want is to be blamed for an irritation on the horse.
You definitely don't want that. I mean, it can hurt them pretty bad to where it can take them out of a race. So we don't want that.
No, and we're not going to be responsible for that. So it's very important. If you take on horse blankets, the chemistry has to be perfect, the waterproofing has to be perfect, and the formulas and everything that you're doing within the washer has to be from point A to point Z. Everything has to be right.
It's got to be right from the top to the bottom. You cannot skip any steps. Can't make it any faster. If you make it faster, you're just going to have a problem.
So tell me, Mark, we're at the end of this cycle. So at this point, what do we want to check for before adding the waterproofing? The second cycle, correct?
This is the end of the second. So we want them to be just a little damp. We don't want them to be soaking wet, but we don't want to see any dirt. That's the biggest thing. We're not wanting to see any dirt or any soap suds, any residue left over. It should be completely rinsed out of chemical. It should not see any dirt whatsoever. So that little bit of wetness is fine. I can see some soap residue right here, which tells me it's in the pockets. It's still in there, and it needs to really be wrung out and rinsed out again before we can start adding a waterproofing to it. So and then still seeing it's normal to have a little bit of stuff in there because of tying the buckles, because it kind of keeps it closed, but we need the agitation to be a little stronger so we can break all this stuff up. Okay. So at the end of the second cycle, to still have soap, to still have mud, that's what we don't want.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize when they're dropping their horse blankets off to just anyone.
Right.
They need to know what they're doing.
Right.
And whether it's not only horse blankets, whether it's pet beds or whatever to deal with animals, you really need to dial in on what you need to do it correctly.
It's a process, for sure.
All right, so we're going to do another cycle?
Let's try the one without the chemical.
All right.
Like you were talking about.
It's kind of like watching paint dry on the wall.
This is normal. I mean, 9 minutes, that's enough time to just get it wet, wring it out.
She is actually folding a fitted sheet. We've got the Foltex getting ready to do some gowns. So sometimes it's easier for us to go ahead and fold the folded sheet rather than put it through the Foltex. But you can see we've got all this stacked and ready to bag. We've already got some over here stacked, ready to go. We've got these items staged so that we can either hand fold them or put them through the Foltex. These pillows, we actually just got them all out of the dryer, so we just have to bag those up. We just leave them sitting out for a bit to make sure they're dry. Sometimes larger items, when they dry, they're still wet. So you want to make sure you don't make that mistake. Over here, we've got all of our washers full of horse blankets. So we're trying to dial down the chemical injection on that for the waterproofing. We've got a couple of vans coming in still. Here's some of our shrink wrap. We do have some customers that like their items to be put in shrink wrap. There's just a chemical room. But we're waiting for a couple of vans to bring some more linens in so that we can get those together. It's July 4th week, so we've got a lot of companies that have added extra things onto us because they're planning on that extra income stream. It's July 4th. We've got a lot going on here in town. A lot of places have parties at the smaller hotels, so people just like to party and spend the night, and so we get their linens. I am banding up the straps so that we don't hopefully bust a glass. So you can do this with the larger bands, or sometimes we just run out of the larger ones, we'll use the smaller bands. Tell me a little bit about this product. It's called Fiber Guard.
This is the product that's going to waterproof the blankets for you, okay? So the most important thing about this step, like we talked about before, you got to get all the soap out, get all the dirt out, and then you can add this. So we're going to start out with, we're going to do probably 10 ounces on your 80-pound machine, and we're going to give it a run, see what happens.
All right, let's go. Let's give it a whirl.
All right.
And is that essentially approximately for an 80-pound washer?
It's a little bit higher than it's usually about 1 ounce for every 10 pounds, but when you're water softening, you want to do, or waterproofing, you want to probably add a little bit extra. So that's why we're going to go a little bit higher.
Kids, don't drink this. When you are manually doing the waterproofer, you want to make sure that you're not using any chemical. And I'm going to actually let him pour it since he's taller than me. So we're going to put it into the detergent compartment. And then we're just going to press start. And it's going to go for 25 minutes. So we'll see how this goes here in about 25 minutes.
But you'll see the waterproofing chemical going right into the horse blanket. And this is great because now it will repel off of the horse blanket. So now the horses will not get wet. And this is what farms love. Or anybody who owns a horse, they love this. This is an essential part of this process, is the waterproofing end. And this is why we have Mark here to show us a formula that we can waterproof and chemical at the same time. So detergent and waterproof at once. And he's going to dial in this formula on these washers to where it will be just one shot. So, and basically, how many minutes will that take?
It's a little over an hour process, but you're doing everything in one cycle. You're doing the washing, you're doing the rinsing, and the waterproofing, and it's ready to go. So if anyone wants to just do a wash, they can do that. That'll be a separate load. But if you want to do all of it, it's all going to be under one formula.
And most people who have horses, they want the waterproofing included. So this is going to make our lives a lot easier, so we don't have to. You saw Kelly; she can't even get up here. We're going to have to get her on a ladder. And so thank God we had Mark here, who's probably what, about 6'4"? 6'4".
I always get the stuff on the top shelf.
So I even have a difficult time, and I'm 5'11".
And that's the advantage of your system. Get it to where it automatically injects. Take the hands off of it. Makes it a lot easier.
Yes. So once we get that dialed in, everything will be good.
And if you guys need any assistance, I'm sure Mark with Stigler will be more than happy to assist you. Tell him Kelly and Jodan from Splash 'Em Out in Kentucky sent you. He knows his stuff. He'll help you out. So we're getting ready to waterproof our next washer. I hope he's not camera shy. So he's going to pour this in for me. I'm a little short. And remember, when you guys are putting waterproofing in, if you're not auto injection doing it, you want to make sure that you're using no chemical. So straight, no chemical. And you can see in this washer how the waterproofing is working its way in.
Looking really good. And Mark said you need at least 20 minutes. Derek came in for the rescue. Thank you. The waterproofing's in. Feels really nice. Good job, Mark.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, now we need to put this one over here. I'm going to roll these Z-racks in the back.
We're headed towards the finish line, people. How many furlongs do we have left?
Oh, gosh. We still have a few.
In this video, you've seen how we have had someone down to dial in to get the correct chemical composition to do our horse blankets, to wash them, and to waterproof them. We just finished a few. We were all day with Mark from Stigler's. We still have 120 horse blankets left. We actually are picking up several tomorrow. They didn't know how many they had. They did say to bring something larger than a van, that they wouldn't all fit in the van. So we're gonna take the box truck and get ready to go. One thing, if you guys do decide to do horse blankets, unless you have the ability to hang racks from the ceiling, which we didn't want to, we just didn't want to do it. For two reasons: we didn't want to mess with our new roof we put in. And second, we bought these Z-racks. Z-racks are great because you can move them anywhere you want to. You can put them in the back, you can put them in the front. So you can actually move them anywhere you want to. And if it's a nice, pretty day, maybe you can put them outside, and after you clean them, they can dry off real quick, and you can load them up again with some more horse blankets. If you guys have found this video helpful, leave a comment for us. Any questions, leave a comment. Also, if you've liked this video, please like and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it. And we will see you again on the next video.